Welcome to the Beginning Band COVID Companion, Distance Learning for Band. This is video 1 of a 4-part series. First, we will learn how to assemble and disassemble our instrument. Next, we will learn how to maintain the mechanics of the instrument and disinfect it. Then, we will learn how to make beautiful sounds on just our mouthpiece. Lastly, we will perform our first notes. I'm going to teach you how to assemble and disassemble your drum pad and bells. First, just listen. Don't try to put yours together quite yet. That will be next. Remove the tripod portion, the upper joint portion, and either your drum pad or your bells, depending on what you want to play first. Loosen the tripod base screw by 1/2 turn. There's never a reason to take the screw all the way out. Adjust the width of the tripod to its maximum width so that the base has the most stability. Tighten the tripod base screw so that it is finger tight. There is another screw that adjusts the height of the instrument. Loosen that by 1 turn so that the upper joint can fit into the tripod base. Adjust the middle part of the base so that when you are done, the top of the instrument is the height of your belt line. This might take some practice at first, but eventually you'll know exactly where to put it. Tighten the height adjustment screw to be finger tight. If we're assembling the drum pad either screws into the stand or it rests on top of some upper support bars based on the brand of drum pad that you have. Make sure that the drum is flat and at belt level when you're done. If there is a part of the drum pad that is less padded than the rest, make sure that it is facing away from you. An actual snare drum, as opposed to the drum pad, must rest on the support bars. If your drum stand does not have any support bars and it only has the screw, do not use that drum stand for a snare drum. It'll punch a hole in the bottom of the snare drum. The up-down switch on the snare drum is an on-off switch from the snare mechanism that's strapped to the bottom of the drum. When you're done setting up, this switch should be on the right for easy access. Keyboard percussion will rest on top of the instrument stand and can be played on either the support bars or on a screw-in stand. The wide side of your instrument stand should match the wide side of the keyboard. When you're done setting up, the longer bars should be on the left, meaning that the lower pitches will be more on the left side of your body. Now that you know how to set up your instrument, it's important to be able to disassemble your instrument as well. Percussion is a lucky instrument section in that in order to put the instrument away, you just do it in the reverse order in which you assembled it. There's nothing really fancy to it. Since we assembled our percussion instrument from the bottom up, you just disassemble your instrument from top down. Now that you've listened to me assemble and disassemble my instrument, let's try to do it together at the same time. Now that you've listened to me assemble and disassemble my percussion instrument on the slideshow, I think it's time that you and I try to put together the instrument together. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and get the essential parts out of your case and follow along. I'm going to be moving a little quickly since you've already heard this one time, but the beauty of a video is you can always pause it and rewind it if I get ahead of you. You're going to start with the tripod part. You may be wondering which one is the tripod part. The one with 3 legs and is larger is the tripod part. You want to push this down until it is at its maximum width to have its maximum stability. This other piece does have parts that kind of look like a tripod, but these have 4, and it's going to constitute the top of your instrument, okay? So, dealing with the tripod first, we never need to unscrew this tripod screw all the way. There's never a reason for that. This lower one is what you tighten, finger tight of course, to get the tripod base locked in so that it's not going to fall over on you. This other screw right here actually loosens or tightens the receiving end of the upper joint, which goes directly in there. Now, we're going to need to adjust this to your correct height, and unless you're exactly my height, it's going to look a little bit different from mine. I'm going to set it right here. Ultimately, you want it to be at the height of your belt when it's done. So I'm going to tighten this right here so that it doesn't go down when I try to put the instrument on top of it. This adjusts the top part. Now, for your bell kit, you're going to need to have these extended upward to hold the bell in place. If your drum pad is a screw-on type, like it's got a little spot for a screw right there, that's what this top part is intended for, and you won't need to extend these arms if you have the screw part. So I will put that right on. First couple of turns need to be the most careful, and then it kind of finds its threads and you can go a little bit faster. This doesn't need to be super tight because nobody's going to be trying to take it away from you when you play. So our goal was belt height, right? Set it down. Look at that, right at my belt. That's exactly what I want. All of your percussion surfaces that you play with should be at belt height. It's going to give you the best resonance and the most efficient technique. Now, let's disassemble just the drum head part so we can practice putting the bell part on. Spin this around until it comes off, and back into the case it can go. Now, bring this back up to where you can see it. Extending these up until they are at their maximum width means that it's going to be level at the bars. If we were to go higher than that, the spread would actually be smaller. So I'm going to lock it in place right there. Finger tight only, please. There's no reason to screw that on too tight. There is a wider segment and a narrower segment. The wider segment goes on your left. I know this looks like the right side, but it's my left. So the narrow side is on my right, just like the bell kit. Bell kit should have the larger side on the left and the narrower side on the right. Again, the end goal is belt height, and it looks like I've really nailed it here. Disassembling the bells is even easier. Just gonna put it away in the exact manner that you got it out. When you're loosening the screws to put your instrument away, there's absolutely no sense in unscrewing them very far. I do each of these 3 parts just 1/2 of 1 turn. It's faster to take apart, and next time it'll be faster to get together. Safely tuck those away in your case, and you're good to go.